everyone, welcome back to my channel, So Little Time. My name is Karen. So this vlog is going to be all about the Ready to Party dress by My Handmade Wardrobe Patterns, which Crafty so-and-so in Leicester, they make these patterns. I've never made any of their patterns before, and they were looking for pattern testers to test their latest pattern, and I put my hand up and said I'd love to. So I just had to give them my measurements, so they had different obviously body shapes and sizes to test this on, and they accepted me, so that was great. I was really looking forward to it. Had no idea what the pattern was going to be until they sent it through. So when they sent it through and it was a party dress, I was really excited because, for one, I've never sewn anything with a fitted bodice before. I've never lined anything, you know, like a bodice, and I've never made a dress like this either. So it was something new for me, and I thought it would be great to test my skills and for me to do something a bit different. And also it's going to add something to my wardrobe that I've not really got. Yeah, so I've popped it on for you today. It is freezing outside, so I've got a heater on in the bedroom because it's a bit cold. So that's probably why you can see my hair flying about a little bit. So I haven't actually had the official pattern, obviously, because we were pattern testing it. They just sent through a PDF version which I had to print off and stick together, and they sent through some instructions, and there were no pictures or illustrations to go from, so it was literally just from typed up instructions, and then we had to obviously give feedback at the end from after we'd made it up, and as we went along, if there was anything we found that was missing or wrong, or if anything we could improve on, that type of thing. So I shall show you the different options. So there's two dress options. There's a pleated, sorry, not pleated, a panelled full skirt with a sweetheart neckline, and this pencil skirt which is like an overlap, and that has a scoop neckline. So I decided to go with the panelled full skirt, but I chose to have the scoop neckline with that. Yeah, and I thought it would be suitable for my body shape. I'm not really a pencil skirt type person. So I went into Leicester and sourced some fabric, and I bought this bold fabric, floral fabric from Material Magic in the Odeon Arcade in Leicester. Yeah, and I just wanted something that had, you know, really colourful, that kind of thing. Okay, so I just opted to line it with a plain navy blue fabric, just a plain cotton. You could obviously use something slippy or something with a different pattern on, that kind of thing. The only thing with the panelled skirt option that I chose, obviously it breaks up the pattern a little bit. So I think that's the only downside to choosing a patterned fabric for that particular skirt, is that you do break up the pattern, whereas if you had a full skirted version, a bit like the Betty dress, obviously you won't lose any of the pattern flow as such. So that's the only thing that I would say keep in mind. It probably might be more beneficial if you used either something with a smaller pattern or no pattern at all. I am actually thinking of making another one of these, and just doing a plain fabric underneath and then a lace overlay. I think that would look really nice. Yeah, so that's something I'm thinking about for next year. So I'll stand back anyway and show you the full dress. The length of it makes it really twirly, so I really like that about it. So I shall show you that. So the actual length of the dress, you can see it's quite full skirt, comes down just sort of below my knees. And the panels, there's one here in the front, another one here, another one at the side. I think there's probably about 8 panels in all. And I'll show you this twirling around. See if I can get it to hopefully go. So you can see it's very twirly. Yeah, and like I say, it's a lined bodice. I did lengthen the bodice, so I made a toile of the bodice first, just out of some old curtain fabric that I'd got, just so I could check the fit. So for my measurements, I opted to go with the size 3. So they do their sizing a little bit like Tilly and the Buttons, 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. So the 3 was sort of more of a, I think it was a size 12 maybe, or maybe a 10. I can't quite remember. I'll have to confirm in the comments below. Yeah, but basically, so I chose the size 3 according to my body measurements, and when I made the bodice up in the toile, I thought, oh yeah, it fits perfectly, and I got my husband to kind of pinch the back to see how much fabric I had, so when I put the zip in, you know, just to make sure I had enough or make sure there wasn't too much there, and it seemed that it would fit fine. But then when I constructed the dress from this material, I actually found that I had a lot of excess in the back where the zip goes in, so I should have actually done a size smaller than what I did. It fits okay around the waist, but I did again still have to take it in quite a lot all the way down to near the bottom of the zip. So bearing in mind it's a 22-inch zip that goes into the back of this. It's an invisible zip. Yeah, so I did have to take it in quite a bit. So where it's supposed to be a scoop at the back, mine is a little bit more of a V, because obviously I've took that excess fabric out. So I'll turn around so you can see, hopefully, that yeah, mine is more of, I think you can see that, a V rather than a proper scoop. But obviously it's still, I think it still looks okay. But if I was to make this dress again, then I would definitely do a size 2, I think it is. Yeah, and again, I'll probably make a toile in it just to see how that goes. But overall, I'm really pleased with the dress. It came together beautifully. All the panelled sections, when I lined them up with the notches, fitted well. It fitted fine. The bodice, attaching it to the skirt, lining it was fine. Yeah, like I say, bearing in mind there was no illustrations or pictures, and I was just following the step-by-step instructions that were typed up. I did go on to the By Hand London website, I think it is. They do, is it Elisa Lex? I think she runs that. And I followed a little bit of a tutorial on one of their dresses. It might have been the Anna dress or something. Anyway, where it showed you how to line it. So I did just check on there that I was doing it right, basically. So when I was reading the instructions back on this, it seemed fine. It's just that I wanted to double check that I was doing it right, because I didn't want to mess up on this fabric. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with the dress overall, and I do highly recommend it. Obviously, Crafty So-and-So, they will be hosting the Dressmakers Ball in March next year, and I'm going to be attending that. So this sort of dress would be perfect for that. I don't think I'll do this dress for it, just because now I've made it, I'd like to try something else. I think I want something with a bit more, I don't know, not wow factor, because this does have the wow factor, but something that will test me a little bit more on my skills as well. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what sort of pattern I want to go with, but yeah, I'm going to do something slightly different. But I'm definitely going to make this dress again, and I think she did mention that possibly they might bring out an add-on pack for different skirt options. So I don't know if that is still the case, so don't take my word for it, but there was just talk of that. Yeah, and I know they've put photos on their website of them wearing the dresses that they made, and obviously the official pattern is on there, so if you did want to go and get that, then it's on their website now, and I'll link all the details in the description box below for it. So I hope you like my dress and my fabric choice. I'm really, really pleased with it. Like I say, I had a lot of compliments on Instagram when I uploaded it, and I really like the fact it twirls around. My boys, when they see me doing it, every time I put it on, like today, they've seen me put it on to do this, they say spin, spin, and so they want me to spin around in it all the time, because obviously they saw me having my photos taken when I was spinning in it. Yeah, so it just looks nice with strappy shoes. So like I say, if I was to wear this dress out now, I definitely need to layer it with something. So yeah, I have to think about that, but I think it's probably something that I more likely wear to a party in the summer. It's quite a summery kind of pattern. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this vlog anyway, and it's given you some detail about the dress that I have pattern tested. But like I say, if you want to look out for more information about it, just head on to the Crafty So-and-So website, as they stock all their patterns on there for My Handmade Wardrobe, and also they do have their own Instagram account for their outfits and things, you know, their patterns. So I'll link all those details below, like I said. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I shall see you at the end of the month, fingers crossed, showing you my November makes. Thanks, bye. Hi everyone, sorry, just a quick side note. When I replayed the video back to myself about this ready to party dress by My Handmade Wardrobe, I realised that I forgot to mention that the bodice actually has princess seams, and also that the length of the bodice, I did add 2 inches to it initially, and actually I didn't need to, because when I made the dress up, in the actual fabric that I used in the end, the waist was sitting way too low, so it is supposed to sit a bit higher, so it's supposed to sit right on your natural waist. And so when I made the toile, I thought, oh, that looks quite short, and when I add the skirt on and include the seam allowance, it's going to be really, really short and it's going to be under my bust. But in actual fact, no, it would have been fine if I'd have left it how it was. So just bear that in mind if you do make a toile of the bodice. Yeah, don't add too much. I think if I was to make it again, I may just add maybe ½ an inch, just because my torso is quite long, but 2 inches was certainly way too much. So I ended up having to do a really big seam allowance to take that amount out. So I lost probably a little bit of where the darts sit on those panels, because there are some darts in each of the panels as well. So I just forgot to mention those things. So I hope that helps if you do go ahead and make this dress. Thanks a lot. Bye.